What is up, everyone? After a 2-week hiatus, we're back. It's not like anything crazy has gone on over this time that we've been gone. Not at all.
Huh?
Not at all.
Something happened? What did I miss?
But no, I wish we were coming back on a better note. Wow. Welcome, everyone, to Spin from the Reel. This is a little bit bittersweet because it's like, yeah, we took a 2-week vacation because it's like, all right, screenings, work stuff, family stuff. Jeff and I were both on vacation. And we're like, yeah, we'll just take 2 weeks off. And nothing's going to happen, right?
We'll be good. No big deal.
July 1st happens. And this is how it felt.
Are you suckers ready to rage?
No.
Nope.
I mean, that's more of a bitter feeling. The sweet feeling is, of course, our brand new sponsor, Werther's Original. Make sure to get Werther's Original wherever you are in your
We are not sponsored by Werther's
your
Original.
supermarket area. You can get it in all sorts of flavor, butterscotch, caramel. The one I have right now is caramel. So
When you guys were in Orlando and you went to Epcot, did you go to the Caramel Kutsch over in Germany?
No, because the only reasons I went... the only times I was in Epcot was when my family was riding Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, which is one of the most disappointing experiences.
I thought it was dope. It's adorable.
It is adorable.
I was just going around looking at big screens. But you want to know what was dope and I paid to ride 3 separate times? Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh my God, that may be my favorite ride of all time.
It was pretty legit.
Paulina said that it's her favorite of all time as well.
It was good.
It was a really fun ride. It's a
good one. No, but the little Caramel Kutsch in Germany, they do the Werther's Original. They do like the fresh caramel corn, like the hot, like fresh out of like the little mixer cut. It's really good. But anyway, we digress.
Yeah. I was trying to hit the drink around the world goal again. But between having to be at specific spots for rides where you had to run back and forth and then lunch and whatnot, it ended up being dragged out, and I didn't get all around the world. I only drank in 8 out of the 11 countries. However, I did have 2 drinks in Japan and 3 drinks in Mexico. So technically, on average, I
drank everything.
1 drink per country.
There you go.
But not the
very fun.
Mm-hmm.
Good time.
But back to the real reason at hand here. Werther's Original. I'm telling you from firsthand experience, it's a great candy. It's a great product. I highly recommend. You should go to your local supermarket, CVS, anywhere. Pick some up.
Good plug. Good plug, sir.
Good plug.
All right. So you want to? We're all just avoiding talking about what we want to do because like. It's not a fun feeling. It really isn't a fun feeling.
Bummer.
It's
emotional damage.
Man, you're really relying on these videos because you don't know words to say, do you?
I have words to say. It's just
I
lighten the mood a little bit.
Words.
It's lightening the mood a little bit. I said lewd. Wow.
I want to lighten some lewds. The Wolf of Wall Street.
Well, here. This is how Jeff feels after the news.
I'm free.
Which one of those was me?
I'm free.
Sounds about right.
Free. I've been free. What are you talking about?
But real talk. This shit sucks. Like it's a bummer. It is what it is. It's not. I think the real thing that needs to kind of be talked about with all of it is people are still kind of being some assholes about it. Like we get it sucks. It is what it is. And we can enjoy it while it lasts, but to work on justifying it as a bit or like I know Christian loves a good storyline. I'm pretty sure he would not make this one of them.
Yeah.
Like this is not like to pull the wool over everybody's eyes. Like that's not gonna happen. And people having lost their jobs with all of this, it's a bummer. So it'd be really cool if people could like start being a little bit more empathetic. Some people could be more empathetic in the situation rather than
Empathy for nerds.
empathy's for nerds. Nerd.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. I will say this: that I'm a little hurt on multiple fronts. One as an extra host, the other as a writer from the FCL, because last year I had so much fun writing questions for the FCL. I got to know PLD more. I got to know Steph Sabra a little bit, and she's awesome. Got to know Brad Gilmore. Just that entire team was fun to work with. And I know FCL is kind of Schmoedown adjacent while still being in the Schmoedown realm. But it sucks because that was something fun to do, and it was fun being on those match calls. Just sometimes to be able to help out and get behind the scenes, and that leaves an impact on you. So to lose that for me hurts a little bit more than I expected it to. I'm really upset more so at Paul. I love PLD, but this time I'm blaming you. You jinxed me. You're like, yeah, he sent me a new list. First movie I bought off that list was Snake Eyes. I now own Snake Eyes for I now own Snake Eyes for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah. So no wheel today, Jeremy. We're just going to kick it old school a little bit. We're going to chat a little here, talk about the matches.
Just because
I
it is
said
a
my
tough
piece.
subject.
I said my piece on Twitter. Oh, really? I didn't actually say much piece. I just kind of noted, hey, just remember the kind of relationships that people kind of connected through all this. There is a whole heap of criticism that can be, thrown at the Schmoedown or Skybound or, just the whole enterprise and how they handle different things or how it worked from this angle or that angle. And many of those comments are probably like super justified in many ways. Some of them might not be, but those comments will be said. I think it's just good to take a moment where there's so many of us who just didn't know each other, mostly before like the pandemic for the most part. Like some people did, like Action Army, and whatnot were being built beforehand, but so many of these people, like this is the reason that they met each other. And so as frustrating as things could be, or when people want to complain, like this was like a way that so many like great friendships were formed and relationships, weddings came from this, children came from this.
Engagements.
Stupid fucking show about asking movie trivia and someone needing to respond as if they're like a dead person, or whatever, because that's their character, or they got to make sure that they answer the question in the most dickish way possible because they're wearing sunglasses indoors. But
that's how I knew they were heels, Jeff. How else was I gonna know?
But it's a silly show, and there's some really great, legitimate, real relationships that were formed because of it. So that's cool.
Absolutely.
And for that, I'm thankful. There's a lot of great stuff that had happened in the years of the show. There just some really fun matches, some really fun ideas and skits and bits, running jokes, and just for those that are huge movie trivia nerds or just like movie people, like there's so much just fun because like you never realize just how much fun it is. Just be like, oh, I know the answer to that question, until you dedicate the time to it. And then there's like the schmucks like us that just were like, you know what we should do? We should all get together once a week and just talk about what we just watched. But we want to record it so other people can interact with us about it. It's such a weird communal feeling that this show gave us. So I don't know. That's pretty cool. It sucks on many different levels. It sucks for the friends that we've made that were involved in the show. Who many of them, there might be people who are losing like legitimate forms of income because of this. There are people who did this just for fun, and I'm glad that we got to meet them through this or get to know these people's existence through this. And yeah, so I'm interested to see what certain people do next. I'm less interested on other people, but overall, I mean, like, what's this? This has been 9 years or whatever the hell it is, maybe
And
less.
look, we got blocked by Roca. So, I'm just not putting it out there. We're just throwing it all out there. Apparently, Apparently, Roca's not a fan of Spin from the Reels. So sorry.
Roca blocks people on Twitter as often as Skybound blocks paychecks to people that it owes money to.
Ooh. Drink.
So,
cheers to that one, my friend, because we can talk about it all now. I mean, we still got a little bit to go.
All right.
But...
So here's one thing that we're gonna say right now. Ready? I don't like that they put the video at the beginning.
100%.
Past week of Titans. I think that, not even talking about the content or how it was approached in the video, just the idea of putting this thing at the very top. And then it's like, it's not just like, an announcement that someone has to step away from something. Like, if they put Harper's retirement video at the front of a thing, people would kind of be like a little bit in a funk because people love Harper. But that wouldn't, they'd still be able to focus on the match because the match is still happening. Like, the Schmoedown is still there.
Right.
They put at the beginning, like, this is it. We're done.
And now enjoy this episode.
You keep watching and get invested in these things that look like they're going to be building the things.
Don't pay attention to the storylines because none of it matters. But
it just, like, I mean, like, at least for this last one, they could have put it at the end. I feel like, on the other hand, whenever they say it, it's going to be like ripping off a Band-Aid that's like glued to you. But it still feels like, they bungled how to release it for like the best, most sensitive way to like tell people this. I know there was a Q&A that was just done this week or like yesterday or something. And I know that there was like discussions on Reddit because of that. And, I don't know how much of that is actually accurate, what they can actually, what he can share, what he can't share about stuff. And frankly, other than being a patron is like, it's a subscription service. You're not an investor. Like, these are businesses. There are going to be reasons why they probably folded because of all sorts of reasons. But it feels like there are people that are just like so invested in like gleefully jumping on top of, all the reasons why it failed. And, there's plenty of reasons why I'm like, I could see that reason being that, blah, 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 blah. But I think just one of the unique things about the Schmoedown is the fact that the competitors and the personalities are friends and in relationships with, and just on a constant communication basis with, in group chats with many people who watch the show. It's the difference between like, I don't watch AEW or WWE, but it's not like, you see all the big fucking, you don't see Roman Reigns in 8 different group chats with the same 17 people right now that like with fans that are like paying them or whatever. And I don't know if that's actually true. I seriously don't watch any of that. I just know that name is a famous wrestler. But like, do you see what I mean? Like that's a very weird thing. And I don't know if that really helped or hurt the Schmoedown in the long run for a variety of reasons. But I think that's why for those of us that like got to know people, it's hard for us to just immediately jump to like so much of the negative because of all the people that we know that are affected, including us. We put so much of our own fucking time into these free shows where we just like to sit here and just dish on what we just watched. So anyways, I'm just going to keep talking.
So as most people who watch this show know, there's 2 people involved with the Schmoedown that I'm really close to, and that's Winston and Taylor. And so when I found out they were the first 2 people I reached out to and talked to, and just gave my condolences to, because sure, I host a show about it and I love it, but they're involved with it, and I know how much it meant to them. So for Winston to be like, we're talking, and he's like, yeah, I think people are going to tune in, and me being, and I hated being this way, but I was like, look, dude, I'm gonna be brutal in the voice of honesty. In today's day and age, how often when we find out something is ending or ended, do people tune in nowadays for the end?
Mm-hmm.
How many times has somebody been like, oh yeah, I'm catching up on this TV show so I can be ready for next season, and then they're halfway through the show and the announcement comes that, hey, we got canceled, sorry about that, and they're like, well, I don't want to watch a rushed ending or an incomplete ending, so I'm not going to watch. And then it's like, and I know a lot of people involved are hoping the final numbers going forward are great. I looked up the numbers a little bit. The past month or so, they were averaging roughly like a strong 30,000 views per match. For this was basically from Smets versus Saul to Bateman Kalinowski. It was around a 30,000 view per match, per episode. So it sucks. And as much as I'm hurt for Winston, I'm hurt for Taylor, because I helped get him into this. I helped convince him to try out, and I saw how much he loved doing this. And any time we were talking, we'd ultimately end up talking about this and what he loved doing about it, and how this, as a child, he wanted to be a professional wrestler, and this has kind of let him live out that dream in a way that's more him, and he's loved it. And now it's just taken away from him, and it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel extra hurt for my friend, because it's like, as proud as I am of him and what he's been able to do in his time in this league, I feel like part of this hurt is my fault, I guess, because it's like, well, if I didn't push him to do this, and yes, he's made friends, but now seeing that how he's hurt now, it makes me feel certain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And it's nothing I don't think he blames you for anything.
Oh,
I mean, I wouldn't, but I get it. And it's just one of those things where
I blame you. It's totally your
I
fault.
was blaming myself more so.
But I mean, like, I'm more bummed that, like, this is all I got. Like, I came in during digital this past year, and now here we are, and it's ending, and it's could be one of those things where, like, people say they saw the writing on the walls or whatever, but I still loved it, dove headfirst into it. And I try to look more on the positive side of things, where if I didn't do this, I wouldn't have the different things that I'm now doing, including making my own content, which I never in a million years thought is something I would want to do or even be good at. And I'm really enjoying it. So I wouldn't have met Jesse and Sean and gotten with Flick and Reel and all of that if it wasn't for this. I wouldn't be here with you guys if it wasn't for all of this. And I think that's, Jeff, going back to what you were saying about the friendships, I think that's the most important thing, when there was a time where people were just so shut off from the rest of the world because everything was shut down, and we're getting back to normal and we're doing more normal things and all of that. But for a time being, it wasn't there. So people found an outlet and found things to do, and friends to talk to. And I think it was Kelsey that even said it on Twitter, that she's afraid she's never going to see her friends again. And like, that sucks. Like, traveling to a live event and not knowing when, like, not being able to do that anymore, or trying to plan meetups or things like that. And I think it'll still happen. I think if people want to get together, they're going to get together no matter what. So I know it'll still happen, but it may not be as often as we were all hoping. I'm pissed that I didn't get to go to Spectacular and it ended up being the last one. Like, sucks. It is what it is. But I still don't regret any of the amount of time that I spent in this, for better or for worse, with anything that happened from the moment I joined to now. I regret nothing. I've had a wild ride and I love it so much. And I'm bummed it's ending so soon for me and now for everyone, but 9 seasons is a long time.
Yeah.
Like, that's still, I mean, regardless of how sad it is, like, that's pretty fucking awesome to go for that long, you know?
Yeah.
And regardless of the reasons behind it, you know, we all have made amazing memories and amazing friendships, and I think that's what matters the most.
You want to know about another amazing friendship?
Hold on.
Oh,
I got
damn you.
you talk about friendships and just the distance between people. And I'm fortunate enough to where a lot of people I've met and grown close to are on the East Coast. Like there's you two. Jeff is literally a state away. I was just in Allison State. When gas prices go down, the flights will probably go back down, and I'll probably go to Florida a little bit more often to see family and friends. Maxwell, Amber, but this show started with me and one other person, and I was fortunate enough to meet him at a live event, and he's back with us tonight, and that is none other than Chris Anthony Lopez.
Oh,
What up, motherfucker?
Shit. Oh shit! No,
Cheers,
what's
friends.
good?
Cheers.
Damn it! I don't have any.
It's water.
I just woke up. I have cough drops.
You missed it. I had Werther's Original. I would have given you one.
Word. I'm sorry.
Chris,
I'm late.
drinking cheap white wine.
That's my favorite.
I
have
know.
I have a box of
$8
cheap white
cupcake.
wine.
I got $8 cupcake Pinot Grigio going right now.
Look
Nice.
at you. Yo, what's poppin'?
Trashy as
What a week, y'all. Holy hell. What's
Yeah.
going on to the people in the chat? Wow, this feels so weird. It's been a while. But I was listening to what you guys were saying before I got on here. When I was brushing my teeth. And I was it was so I was out of town when the news came out. And I was away from my phone, so I really couldn't see all the reactions. And I saw y'all were texting the group chat, but it's a little preoccupied. And when I got the chance to look at everything, it like, god damn it, I don't even know how to properly address this. I'm super bummed about it, and like. Everyone knew something was up, you know, like regardless of how, like if you're in the know or behind the scenes or you talk to whoever, you know, like there's been a vibe all season in regards to how people look at the Schmoedown, and whether you're at the tapings or you're at the live events or you're just a viewer watching from your couch, your bed, or you're just casually scrolling through subreddits, Facebooks, and whatever, like something was up. And ever since the digital era ended and we got back to like the big in-studio productions, it was cool. I remember we were all riding that high for a few weeks, and like, I don't know, just like something happened, and like it wasn't a good feeling. And when we got the news and when Christian did the little Q&A thing, what was it, on Facebook or YouTube, whatever it was, I saw I didn't know he did it until the soup guy on Reddit gave us the cliff notes. But it was like, damn, like I know there are folks who are like, can we save it? Is this like a can this become like a crowdfunded thing? Like this was a crowdfunded thing the whole time, at least from how from how I perceived it. And it's just so weird to me that it's ending, and maybe it hasn't hit me yet because it's still going around. Like Titans was this past Friday, and we're still gonna be getting Titans, and there's a spectacular, but it's not live, and we all can't go like how we all thought we were going to be able to go. And it's gonna be in October, and it's gonna be weird not having this thing around. And Allison, I think you had mentioned it a second ago that like folks, like this was the one thing that like this changed folks' lives, right? Like they were introduced to so many people, and that couldn't be any more true for me, you know. Like, and if y'all follow me on Twitter, I tweeted about it, and I tried to be as short as I could, and it still ended up being like 6 tweets. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, mine was like
Um,
9.
Feel you there. Trust me. I was like, oh, this is going to give me 2-3 tweets.
There was I was at work when I was doing it, and like I sat on those tweets for like an hour because I'm like, this feels weird. Like it feels like, you know, like a big part of my life is going away. And it's not that like Allison's going away or Matt or Jeff or that we're not going to talk to each other again. I'm not worried about that. It's like it's that the common thread. I would not have met any person on this screen in my lifetime if it wasn't for this movie trivia thing.
40 minutes in a state that I don't fucking know where the hell I'm going to meet you for brunch if it wasn't for all of this. And have the biggest and sit there and call you until your ass fucking woke up again.
it's the downside of working 2:30 in the morning, and I'm gonna do it again tonight. But
nice.
It's the next 3 days, man. It's gonna be the worst week ever. But like when Matt and I first met, it was in the line at the whatever theater it was in Chicago.
Orpheum Theater, Chicago.
Yeah,
because I went to go pick up Chipotle for me and my now fiance, and Chris and Toby were kind enough to strike up a conversation with me.
Oh, by the way, congrats on that, Matt.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Matt got engaged.
Matt got engaged like a week ago.
All right, cool. Let's go back. I don't want to
cool.
keep focus on him.
Yeah.
Keep going.
It was at Universal. It was really sweet. There's a video on it online somewhere.
I know.
Matt tweeted it. I could see it. For those who haven't seen it, but yeah, I met Matt, and Matt and I talked very sporadically for a whole year, and the pandemic happened, and he knew I was at Indiana State and that I was out of school, and he's like, hey man, since your schedule opened up, in typical Matt Thomas fashion, he's like, I see that your personal life went to shit. So I
think all of our personal lives went to shit.
So hey, you want to do a movie talk show on a Sunday? And me, bored, yes, totally. And here we are. And we started doing movie trivia stuff. And yeah, that was 2 years ago, over 2 years ago. Like it's this whole thing, this whole movie trivia thing is so nuts, and I think that's my favorite part. And I believe Taylor Cleek, the regent for Rick Radis. Rick Radis hasn't said anything about this yet. I hope he knows about it.
No, he said, "Wait, what?" He said, "Wait, what?"
He tweeted from his official account.
His official account, his official unofficial account. There's a lot of moving parts, and I'm probably gonna cry about it on the spectacular day in October, because we're all not like, I envisioned going to spectacular thinking this past December, okay, we got like, I think we can, you know, even with the pandemic and things weren't looking great at that time either in regards to COVID-19 and everything. It's like, oh, if we can make it to another one, we're all going to come back and just go stupid. And that was the plan. That was the vibe there. We all thought this is the precursor for what's really going to happen later. And no. And we got 7 months deep, and it's ending in 3. And I wasn't ready for that. But there's so many people here.
7th, that is the last
7th. It's the weekend of New York Comic Con.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, woof.
I'm in Savannah. I already have a trip planned again for spectacular weekend. So if there are meetups, if anyone wants to come hang out in Savannah, let's go.
Where's Savannah?
Here's Savannah, Georgia.
Georgia? I forgot what state it was.
Open container law. You can walk around. We can watch on our little phones and walk to all different bars and get little drinkies. It was a good time. I love Savannah. Oh, it's such a fun city.
No, I was just asking because I was like, maybe we'll do one last post live one but maybe.
We'll see.
I mean, like and I don't know if y'all addressed it before I got here, before I started listening. This show, it was like, if y'all go back and rewatch the first episode of Spin from the Real, It's not great.
No, it's not. It is far from great.
I hate it. I hate it so much. not because obviously like Matt and I continued doing it, and the show just got better and better over time. And shout out to all the people who agreed to come talk to Matt and I, and then soon Matt Shug and I, and then Matt Allison and I, and then Matt Shug Allison and I, and all of us. Like there's so many moving doors or revolving doors.
Also, Jeff.
And well, yeah, and like later, like
Schmoe-mies the real,
the Schmoe-mies the real stuff. Those were Jeff. You were talking about the chaos that we did on stream. Like when we did those combined shows, that was
that was chaos.
What the hell? Why are we doing that?
What are we doing?
The one clip I put on Twitter where it was just like beans, what the fuck, like all that stuff. Like
Sugar.
It's so, yeah, like that.
Cheese.
It's one of the hardest times that I've laughed
at
all this crazy stuff. It's probably my favorite moment on the show. That I was gonna post another clip of when Shug reminded Matt he was white, because that was also another heart laugh that I had on this show. But again, we'll do the in memoriam for the MTS. If like
you were a mistake, Nick.
Oh no,
I love Nick.
No, yeah, and Nick was in and out in a quick 24 hours in California.
I'll be there in New York
NYC
for
Ben.
I might be there when Ellis does comedy in New York. I didn't know that he was doing that weekend.
The damn so I don't know if I can say this. I mean, it has to be public knowledge. The Chicago show got pushed back a week, and I won't be able to go now, and I'm incredibly bummed by it. I found out this morning I can't go, and I know I was so bummed by it because like I'm doing extra stuff for work this fall, and
your job.
We're getting a new one.
No, I like my job. I'm doing stuff for the Bears, and it's gonna be I'm gonna be busy on game days. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing stuff on game days, and
I might be seeing Chris in late October potentially.
Yeah,
I gotta be in Chicago for some stuff going on, and I might have some extra time after it.
Yes, and you can come see my new apartment. I feel like my setup also changes every time I'm on this show.
Yes.
Is that an Oreo?
It's an Oreo cake stir. I got a snack.
Oreo cake stir?
One thing I'd like to say is, in case you're unaware, I have been holding this whole time this little rubber duck. All right, this little rubber ducky. You're the one.
Making bath time so much fun.
So this rubber ducky comes with the Duck Raz, which is served at the Boathouse in Disney Springs in Disney World. And I wouldn't have this duck here at the desk right now if it wasn't for the fact that I met people through the Schmoedown. So, because when I went to Orlando last week, and I happened to run into our good friend Matt here, who just happened to be, there at the exact same time. What a coincidence!
What a coincidence!
Yes, I got to see so many people.
Maxwell and Amber,
Yes, like I was gonna say, and Ember was there as well. We saw the Deacons there as well. There's one person we didn't see, but maybe next time. And
number one, to be fair, out of town.
Yes. No.
Yes.
For all the big stuff. Number two, the night I was going to see you, I was having tummy troubles. And no one wanted that. No one wanted that. That I was not going to make it from my house to Disney Springs.
But, hey.
The way my tummy was.
Made friends. Went to Florida. Ended up with this rubber ducky. So.
Oh my God, it's like the sisterhood of the traveling rubber ducky.
See, that's so sweet.
Who's gonna wear it next?
Somebody has to, and it's so funny because like my trip to California was my first time in California. That's the furthest west I've ever been in my life, and Schmoedown was the main reason I went, and to see everybody and to experience that almost a week of my life that I halfway don't remember, but one friend I did make there that I'm incredibly grateful for is one Christian George Harloff. He's moved with me now. We moved a couple
you're in
blocks.
a very big room.
A bigger room, yeah. Like I can actually like do stuff.
You can walk. Look at you go.
Yeah,
you're not living in your closet. That's great.
Yeah, I'm not living in the closet anymore. I actually have a room now. And Christian, guess what? Still looks at me when I'm sleeping. But
my favorite part about this whole story with that fathead is that you actually ran back on the plane
to grab it.
I forgot it. Yeah, I almost forgot it.
Okay, what's up, Travis?
Travis Fishburne in the chat. What's good, brother?
Travis Fishburne in the chat. We got a lot of homies in here. I love
Travis Fishburne.
Any news? Yeah, actually, Minions: The Rise of Gru had the highest opening 4-day weekend of the July 4th weekend in the history of the holiday. So that's some big news.
I saw Elvis this weekend.
Elvis is good. Isn't
I enjoyed
it? They're great.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he will, Jonathan. He will.
Austin Butler.
And I really hope that just so we don't start thirsting over Austin Butler for the next hour,
because we all could.
Because we totally could. I want to emphasize, like, even though Christian, I feel like he's gotten a lot, and when I mean a lot, I mean a lot of shit the last couple years of how the Schmoedown, like some folks don't like how it was handled, or they don't like certain decisions or whatever. And trust me, like not everyone's gonna love everything about the Schmoedown. Geez, this show's an example. We voiced our displeasures with certain things, characters, matches, whatever. But Christian and Mark deserve a lot, especially Christian, because he's the one that takes the brunt of all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like they deserve a ton of love, and I hope they're feeling it, especially after this weekend, and everyone's just outpouring their love and their affection for how this big crazy movie trivia thing changed a lot of people's lives.
Yeah, no, I feel like there's been a lot more positive than negative from what I've been seeing, but I also choose not to go to areas that it's going to be negative, and if it is, I just
I love negative places. I've been to Reddit. I've been banned from it.
Yeah, he got banned this weekend.
I got banned this week because I pointed out that one of the mods, Soup, is a fucking asshole.
Oh, and we are just burning bridges because it doesn't fucking matter.
That's why we're really here.
Fucking matters. None of it matters. We are going to give flowers to the people who deserve them, like our buddies in the chat, Travis Fishburne making his Schmoedown Teams debut on corruption.
Yeah.
Good for you, Travis.
I wish that they didn't have that video at the beginning so we could have at least enjoyed
it. I've been super stoked on it.
Instead, we're like just sitting there like, well, everyone else.
Travis Fish Soup, what are you doing?
What?
No.
Breaking news.
We're going to get dunked on the Reddit, and I'm not going to do anything about it.
Guess what?
Jeff can't do anything about it anymore.
Yeah.
Who fucking cares? I don't care.
You're going to see
I have made that Reddit more mad in my very short time of being in the Schmoedown, I think, than anybody else.
That's because you're a bully, Allison.
I'm a bully.
Yeah, Allison, how dare you stand up for your friends? You don't do that here.
Are we on like the 7-month anniversary of all of that? Is that where we're at?
I don't know.
Let's go. Next week will be. Next week.
No,
this Saturday.
We should do a stream.
No. No. There's so many things I want to say, but I'm not going to. But there's a comment earlier that I saw in the chat. Shout out to all the folks in the chat. I miss you all so much.
Yes, all of you wonderful, beautiful human beings in the
here
chat.
It is. Jeremy
Joe
Miller.
Burrows.
Have you been sleeping with that, Cal, or should I even know?
Cal
that's for me to know and for you to never find out, Jeremy.
Yeah. Cal is not going to kiss and tell about his experiences at home alone with a giant photo of Christian Hart.
Talk about someone else who's had a great run in their season. Nick Harley, man. I mean, Slick Nick. We had a really fun hang with him on here. And I mean, teaming up with Mr. Irwin. I'm gonna call him Ethan. I don't give a fuck. It's imploding anyway. Ethan Irwin. And I'm not allowed to drink anymore. I should go back to not drinking.
Yeah.
Allison, you should go back to not drinking until we actually hang out in person, and then I will break it. Sound good?
No, it's already Mike Deacon's fault.
No, it's
Mike
your
Deacon.
fault. We know it's your fault. You're the one who's
Don't
like, I
pin
need
it
a
on other
beer.
people. I started drinking again, and it's your fault.
No,
not
I
mine.
chose to because I'm an adult
Allison,
and I
I
can
might
make
see
adult
you at-
decisions.
There you go.
Allison, I might see you at Halloween Horror Nights. Who knows?
Wait,
Might
I
be
want to
coming
go.
I said
Oh,
might.
we're not talking about this right now. We're not talking about this.
All right,
I do
everyone,
wanna
let's
go to
start
that.
talking
I do.
about our plans for the rest of the year because one thing I know is going to happen is that by the end of this year, our plans are going to keep going. Unfortunately, the Schmoedowns will not. That was it.
I mean, it's
yeah.
an issue when you can't pay people that need to get paid.
Jeez. Okay. So, I wanna shout out
regretting coming.
Nick Harley, one of the folks in the chat. I'm gonna talk about things that we missed. I missed the spoiler. That was a great nickname, Nick, and
Yeah, it was
I hope
awesome.
that when you write for Den of Geek, you just go by the spoiler Nick Harley when it says the author of the article. Like that's something that is gonna be weird too. Like I've been watching a lot of these folks. I've spent hours of my life watching their faces, and subsequently, people spent hours of their life watching mine. And
Isn't that weird?
And I'm grateful for all of you in the chat. And this isn't the last spin from the reel by any means, but it's just like I'm very appreciative and grateful after all this past weekend and hearing everyone's stories and folks talking about how what the Schmoedowns meant to them and all the friends that they've made. And Matt talked about it earlier before I came on. Like I would have never met Matt through this, and the show would have never existed. Matt and I would have never known that we would never cross paths ever. Because why the hell would I go to Cleveland? And it grew and it became this whole big thing, and Watt grew because of it. And we've met so many incredible people. Some of them on screen now, and some of them have also been on this show, hosted the show before. And we would have never crossed paths. I have no doubt in my mind that in a year the Schmoedown doesn't, or in 10 years, if the Schmoedown doesn't make its reboot, its real reboot, and all this crazy stuff, and if we just look back at the Schmoedown as this 9-season relic, and we could still be very appreciative of it and grateful for it, like all the shit aside. Yeah, it's fun to poke at the negative stuff. It's fun to bitch about stuff. Trust me, I'm the king of bitching about stuff. But this, I've grown very appreciative of it, and it sucks that it's going away, but it doesn't mean we're going away. Essentially, I know like my life's been a lot of crazy lately, and I haven't been on the show the past few months, but I want to get back into some type of thing like this, and whether it's movie trivia or not. Like, we spent hours of our lives, hours on StreamYards like this, talking about movie trivia for half an hour, and then the rest of it was nonsense, talking about whatever the hell Allison just ate, those Oreos.
Them shits are good as fuck.
And cheap white wine. Like, it's just damn.
Nick in the chat there, though, I do think it's like, damn, you were really coming into your own. You went from a new guy whose ability to play a heel by wearing sunglasses was second to none, and then you got to join the full big league where you got to be a heel, and we knew that because you wore sunglasses. And I thought that was just great. And I don't know what's going to happen now. The Schmoedown's gone. How do I know who's going to be a heel in real life?
The sunglass business will never recover.
It will never. Every sunglass hut is going out of business now because of the Schmoedown. God
damn, guys, Ray-Bans, their sales are going to take a hit, and
the game will never be the same. A lot of
yeah.
You know what the Schmoedown needs?
Yes.
What's the Schmoedown?
It means needs more Monty.
Oh, word, needs more Monty.
Monty.
I will never live down the fact that we didn't get to see Monty and IG kicking ass, just taking names.
There are so many people that I thought we never got to see, or that we never got to see in the Schmoedown proper. A lot of folks in the FCL, and shout out to Travis and Nick who crossed that threshold. But like, there's so many folks that were like, "Yo, shut up." There's so many folks that
shut up.
There's so many people in the FCL that were crushing it. And I would have loved to see them make it to the MTS proper in a studio and have their characters be like fully fleshed out. We saw what the Rager was doing, just being like miles and miles away, and they could have done the same for other folks too. But like, you know, I guess it's not perfect, or not everything could be perfect. But shout out to PJ and PLD too.
Huge shout out to
especially
PJ and PLD.
PJ, the heart and soul of Schmoedown. Yeah. Literally, because without him, like, we wouldn't have any questions.
Hashtag team question writers.
Forever and always.
Always. Yes. Forever and always. Hashtag team question writers. I'm
even
so proud of myself
really
that I can
bad at their job, and you know they're bad because Reddit said so.
When Reddit gets mad at them for how dare they ask this question and use this one word, featured is not exactly what I would say about this actor or this
you shouldn't
actor.
Have actors or you shouldn't have any sort of actor name on the wheels. Here, let me list only women as my examples as to why. So.
Real quick, we do have 2 Streamlabs, and of course they're from none other than John Lestrina.
Yeah, buddy.
Let me get my sunglasses real quick.
Hold on.
All right,
hold on.
My Nick Harley costume. I'm listening.
Hold on. Are we gonna make our heel turns? No, hold on. There's something I got to do for Lestrina's sake.
Yes, we're finally turning heel. Finally, fuck it. Who cares?
Oh shit! Is this show prop comedy now?
This show's always been prop comedy.
That's true. You did bring the prop out first.
This show's always been prop comedy.
Prop comedy, baby. All right. First one. I already lost my family once. I'm not going through that again. That is from Mia Toretto. And the second one, the Schmoedown brought so many people together. It might be ending, but if one thing I have taught anyone is that family is forever, and a hashtag family is very real. You don't turn your back on family. Dominic Toretto. P.S. Jeff, stop refusing my love.
I never refused your love.
That got very sad at the end.
I did.
Like I mean, the Fast and Furious was expected, but damn, Jeff.
Damn.
And shout out to John Lestrina. John, if we ever like get to sit down for a couple hours and just watch Fast and Furious, that would probably be the highlight of my life. Because I want you to quote the entire movie. I usually don't like it when people do it, but I'll let you do it, John. Like,
all right, listen
quote
to this.
the movie verbatim. And we got to watch 2 Fast and Furious.
When we were Universal, we finished whatever we were doing, and then we had just enough time to go to like Hagrid's. We had to take the train. We had to take the train. Yeah, but then we had to take the train over from the Diagon Alley side to from the Wizarding World to the Universal side. And we had just enough time to get over to Fast and Furious. And we're going there real fast. And Paulina, who's only watched like 1, 3, and then parts of Hobbs and Shaw, we're getting closer and closer, and she goes, "It's not that I want to ride the ride. I'm doing this for Lestrina." And she's
I love that.
And like
Jeff saw it. That witness.
That was great, but no.
Yes, Jeremy. Cal and I are going to be a team.
I'm going to tell you the real reason why we started at 7, Jeremy. You were saying, Jeff, were you done with your story? Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
So,
I don't have sunglasses.
So funny enough, Jeff was only doing Universal the one day. So, like, we were making it our goal to ride Fast and Furious just together, just one time, since you only had the one day at Universal.
Mm-hmm. I'll do this instead.
And so we were fortunate enough to hang out with Maxwell and Amber all day. So it was me, Jen, Paulina, Jeff, Maxwell, Amber, and Jeff and I we're bigger boys, and unfortunately we were unable to ride the Hagrid's roller coaster. So we're doing the boyfriend thing. Oh Jesus Christ! We're doing the boyfriend thing and watching everyone's bags while they get to go enjoy the coaster. And we look at the time. We're like, all right, Maxwell and Amber want to leave. We wanted to try to get on fast. And instead of we had fast passes to ride the Hogwarts Express. We're like, let's just ride Hogwarts Express, get over to the other side, and see if we have time to ride Fast and Furious because it gets out. The Hogwarts Express exit is like literally 50 yards away from that ride. So we get out there, we look at the time, it's like 5 minutes, 3 or 5 minutes till. And Maxwell and Amber are like, we're going to go. And we're like, hi, thanks for seeing us. We love you. Bye. And me, Paulina, Jeff, and Jen are just booking it to Fast because we're like, all of us are like, got to do this for the stream. I even bought this and tweeted out a picture of myself in it just because of the stream.
How much was that?
Yeah, but none of us did what Paulina did, which was yell, I'm doing this for the stream.
No, but when I went on it with the What the Show crew, Mike Deacon may have had a few beverages, and as the very nice young lady Jamie was telling us to turn off our cell phones again, he goes, this ride's awful, and then she goes, there it is, there's one, and then asked if and then looked at him and goes, sir, you ever been on a party bus? And he went, yep. She goes, yeah, you look like it. And then continued with the rest.
She cooked them and shit. Jesus,
she cooked them. She didn't have sunglasses on either. I was like, whoa, okay.
And Chris, to answer your question, this is actually pretty nice quality. $25.
Oh,
and you can get it on the Universal website. You can get it on the Universal website also.
I'd rather get it there when I go Halloween Horror Nights.
You saw the group chat. We gonna try. We might push it up to this year.
I'm trying to speak into existence. I'm gonna try.
I'll go. I'm not gonna go into any scary houses though. Fuck that.
I feel like we gotta go because that's the whole gimmick.
Connor wants to go, so
no, I went in. And I was not a fan, but it's like I like the whole atmosphere of everything. I just am not a fan of actually like the haunted houses part.
Nope.
I did a couple of them, and I was like, "No, I'm good."
I feel like it'd be fun.
I get it.
This also comes from the guy that probably will piss himself going through that stuff, but I think it'd be fun.
Well, just make sure that you're dehydrated before you start.
Yes.
I'm dehydrated right now.
100%.
I was asleep all day. And
like
I wake up at 7 thinking your boy had an hour to get ready for the show, to go eat something, maybe go get a little drink. And
you should be like
I get the notification
Jack,
on my phone.
In college once, where he's laying on the couch in our house, and I'm sitting there, and he goes, Jeff, and I said, what? And he said, I just realized I haven't had water for 2 weeks. You should be that dehydrated.
No, it's not that. It was just I had water.
How is he?
I don't even know, to be honest with you.
He had beer and Maker's Mark.
Good for him.
Yeah.
That's my man's living his best life.
Anyway, do we want to while Cal and I are making our heel turn, do we want to get into some of these matches?
Yeah, we got to show some respect to our buddy Travis, who was in the chat, because he had a hell of a debut. With his new teammate Chance. Chris is over here like, I was asleep. I didn't watch these.
Chance looking like he's finally getting to wear the clothes he's always wanted to wear.
Yep, he's wearing the chain with the fedora and the. It's like, all right.
Chance is looking sharp this year.
We got free for all Chance. That's what we got. We got free for all Chance. Who looked like he wanted to be my grandfather's cousin in Superfly.
Nice.
I can't keep doing this. I'm gonna fall asleep. I'm all done being a heel. I don't know how y'all fucking do that shit.
Or
can't. So bright now.
I gotta do all the Healy things.
But we had.
Do you remember those shoes, Heelys, that had the little wheel in the back of them? I used to work at it's like you could walk on them, and then you could do a little running start, and then jump up on your heels, and you would skate. I worked at a Longhorn Steakhouse for many years.
You're gonna regret saying that, Allison. I was in middle school when those came out and were huge.
Anyway, mind your fucking business. I was working at a Longhorn Steakhouse as a greeter, and I hated those fucking things because this kids would just scoot around on the wooden floor. But of course, there was a little where the wooden floor meets the carpet when you're going into the dining room area. And I watched this one kid. He kept fucking around, and as he hit that, because he kept bumping into people, but as he hit the little bump, he fucking flew, and I lost it. It was the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Subsequently, she got fired. Right?
Almost. I got sent home and told not to come back until the next day.
Wow. That kid probably deserved it.
He did. Bullshit.
All children deserve it.
It's true.
Yeah, to an extent, but no, yeah, I didn't get to watch the
You would
Titans.
your inner corruption stand would have been so happy, Chris.
I just moved. Like I was,
Chris,
like I said, I was out
you
of
don't
town
gotta
on
explain yourself.
Friday.
You good.
I'm
You good.
Wait,
sorry.
Chris, you just moved again?
He just moved to a new apartment. He's still in Chicago.
that's what I mean
It's
by
my
you
third
moved
time moving
again?
in 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's like I feel like you've moved at least like twice before.
I move a lot. I get
No, Chris, this is your third time in it. No, this is
But-
well, no,
You're like
Yeah.
an army
three
brat,
in
only
a
you're in
year.
the radio industry.
You went back to Indiana, and then you were in Indiana for a little bit before you got
for a
the
couple
place.
months, yeah.
So that's 3 times in a
a
calendar
lot of
year.
moves.
Yeah.
I don't like getting
When I
complacent.
met you, you were in Oklahoma.
Yeah. That's
That's
a
4 moves
lot of
in a
folks
year.
met me. I was out there. Yeah. And the room that I lived in Oklahoma was bigger than this entire apartment. It feels like.
Yeah.
But that's something I'll cry about later. But there's matches, and is there a wheel?
No,
No.
we didn't. We're going old school tonight because
Sans wheel.
Because
And isn't that a bummer too?
we spent an hour talking about the show ending.
And I said in the group chat we should do a wheel and make it so we don't even land on the slice. So let's just see what happens if we don't even bring it up. And
Jeff
you didn't
also
listen
said
to
that the
me.
name on the thumbnail should have been changed, and I wholeheartedly agree. I cringed like a motherfucker reading that.
We are breaking
You
up
should've
at the end
changed-
of
we
this.
should've had
This
it
is the
be-
last spin from the reel. If you can't
It
tell
is
from
not.
everyone's attitude.
Don't say that.
It should have been called like RIP to a real one or pour one out for the Schmoe-mies or something.
For
the
See, if you had said that, I would have changed it instantly.
The
Just
problem
pull
is
one
when I
out.
wrote it out, it looked like I was writing Schmoe-mies, and it just didn't.
You should have done Schmoe dash
Where my schmommies at?
Schmoe dash me.
What up, Schmoe-mies? How you doing?
Oh my god.
What up,
Oh
Schmoe?
my
What's
God.
a
All right,
Schmoe-mies?
I
It's
can
someone
make-
who's a mom.
Hey yo, where my schmommies at?
I can make that fix real quick. Hold on. You can,
Where my
y'all can
schmommies at?
Allison and Jeff, take it away on this match.
Oh,
Where my schmommies at?
you forgot the wink. You need to do the wink with it.
Where my schmommies at?
There you go. There you go. Schmoe-mies.
A Schmoe-mies is just
The Schmoedown had to
a
like
Schmoe-mies is
legitimately
just a
announce
mother
their
who
end
can
date,
say-
and then you release the most kick-ass nickname for. We all could have been like, "We're the Schmoedown fans called. We're all the Schmommies."
No,
Schmoe-mies.
That would have been
A
great.
Schmoe-mie is just a mommy that conceived their child while watching a match.
How many of those exist?
None. Zero.
I bet
know.
I don't
there's
know.
at least one.
There has to be at least one.
Yeah.
At least, odds are someone probably like their water broke. It's during the "and your winner," and then like it went.
It's like at the moment of climax they yell final answer. It's I just
Wow.
I vote we always have a wheel from here on out because this goes way off the rails.
See, the wheel concept
hi
was designed for this to not
to
happen.
stop this.
And then-
Yeah, but guess what? The Schmoedown died, dude. This is a eulogy. Get with the time.
no, it's I said to y'all in our little Schmoe-mies group chat that I wasn't gonna get sappy
I'm
until
changing the name of the group chat right now.
Please do.
that I wasn't gonna get super emotional because
Hashtag Schmoe-mies.
on the last spin from the reel or whatever regular show of the series, I'm gonna list off every guest that we had in chronological order and thank them.
Oh my God, you're
That's something that
insane.
we're gonna do, and it's gonna take up a lot of my time, but I'm gonna do it. Paulina's in chat. What's up, Paulina?
What up, Paulina?
Poor Listrina.
Damn right.
Is,
and I saw all you
Is
marks in
Paulina
chat, I
is
see you.
Paulina a Schmoe-mie?
What? No, what?
No, Allison. She's a Schmoe-mie.
Schmoe-mie.
Raw
Schmoe-mies.
Schmoe-mies.
You're a Schmoe-mie. I'm a Schmoe-mie.
What am I- so,
You're a Schmoe-mie.
I'm allowed to say this
You're a
because
Schmoe-mie.
it's definitely a
You're
thing,
all
but like
Schmoe-mies,
one of my
yeah.
favorite things about being part of a community, because I was in New Orleans a weekend or so ago doing like presentations for the National Down Syndrome Congress convention that was going on there. And they sell, there's a group of people that sell t-shirts because so Down syndrome is a triplicate of the 21st chromosome. So it means you have an extra chromosome. And there is designs for t-shirts and stuff that say I like, or they talk about rocking with their homies with extra chromies. And I love it so much.
Whoa.
I love it so much. It's a thing. It's fine.
I love that. No, like that's rad.
I got my homies with extra chromies. It's great.
And that could have been that could have been an awesome like sponsorship deal that the Schmoedown should have done. Worked with them, and they could have had the shirts like rocking with my Schmoe-mies with some extra chromies or whatever. It could have worked.
Oh wow, just like make it like double, like like double niche, just like
but we don't have the extra chromie. So
no, rocking.
No, they're Schmoedown fans. Yeah, that they have to. I mean, I personally haven't met one, but like they have to be around here somewhere. Like that's another thing. This Schmoedown's been so like, although the issues of diversity within the Schmoedown itself have been a topic of conversation for years, the diversity within the fan base that
Mike
exists.
Deacon's here. Hi, Mike.
Mike Deacon. This ride sucks. I can't.
No,
I'm not gonna act like I was there.
This ride's awful. He
this
said
ride's
it
awful.
like loud enough, but low enough that like you kind of heard it, but you had to be listening for it, kind of thing when he said it. And then she roasted him, and it was fantastic.
Yes, that's for the Schmoe-mies.
Hey,
look at that. See, that's what happens when.
Did you update the name of the video too?
I'm about to right now.
Good. Because it still says "cry because it happened." So I wanted to make sure.
Don't repeat it. But yes, Paulina, the Schmoedown is dead. Don't want to be associated with the dead. That's messed up. But shout out to Paulina. Paulina's fucking hysterical.
Paulina's the shit. I love her so much. Oh, the other thing that was really funny about this whole Orlando trip, and when I was supposed to go hang with everybody, but my tummy was hurting, I sent a message to Mike's lovely wife, Bethany, about why I wasn't going to be able to be there. And all of a sudden, I just get a message from Paulina, and in all capitals, it said penis. So I thought we were playing the penis game real quick. And I yelled it back at her, and they go, wait, why are we yelling penis? So the message I sent to Bethany, I was explaining to her, so those tummy, the tummy rumbles that I had, that I took all that, what was supposed to say Pepcid and Pepto for last night, has become a full stomach bug. The problem was my phone auto-corrected Pepcid to penis. So the
penis and Pepto?
No, so
she took all that penis.
I took all that penis and Pepto.
This show is brought to you by Penis and Pepto.
And not to mention, Werther's Original, a great candy. I still say, everyone go out to your local.
And
Walgreens
it was wonderful because I didn't realize I had said it until Paulina yelled penis at me, and then I was like, "Why are you yelling penis at me?" And then I went and read my message to Bethany, and as Bethany was replying, also penis with like the chef's kiss emoji. Pepto and penis could have saved the Schmoedown. You are right, Paulina.
You really don't have a conversation with Allison unless her phone autocorrects some crazy shit. Like that.
Yeah, like really 5 fucking times when you're just showing up.
Yeah, damn, Shug.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Paulina yells penis all the time. This makes sense.
It's because Shug jumped in when the show like technically starts, I guess. Jumped in the chat, but we jumped an hour early for reasons. For bridges will burn later. How much penis is too much? Likely we all have different quotas. It's a great question. Allison, did you want to take that? Not the penis question.
One, so I can't really.
Oh, we're gonna expose Frank Godspeed from the real.
I'm married. Like I don't know what to say. Like
How much penis is too much penis? A lot of penis in the chat. Yeah.
Allison, you need to make sure that you establish how comfortable you are with the conversation.
This is
You know what?
a
This is
show
what happens when I
about
start
a
drinking
movie
wine.
trivia show.
Wow. I guess we got to look into the Ultraman Gallo bedroom.
Never.
Nope, I don't want to.
No.
No, you definitely don't want to.
We save those streams for Saturday nights. We haven't done one of those in a minute. So from Schmoedown Talk, Dick Talk. I mean, we're running out of content, Jeremy. So
I wish we had a dumb guest to play off of for them to be like, yeah, sure, absolutely, Schmo Dicks, whatever.
Schmo Dicks. Schmoe-mies and Schmo Dicks.
We could have a guest soon. We'll see. There might be a guest.
Oh yeah, everyone, let's keep spinning our reels until someone might show up. Let's go.
Schmoe-mies and Schmo Dicks.
Hold on.
That's the real name of the show.
So Jeff,
and Schnatties.
Jeff, you did touch on it a little bit.
Someone touched on a lot of things.
I felt someone I particularly felt bad for when it came time for the announcement was Barbarian, because this is a guy who has been so devoted.
You have him to thank for that entire Finstock exchange of rookies. With the dot, like there, that whole rookie team that the Finstock exchange had to get faction of the year would not have happened without the work and time and energy that Barbarian put into it. And we got some of the greatest rookies out of it. We had
greatest 3-in-1 rookie to ever play, baby.
Taylor. We have Rager. We have Khan, who's now team's champion with Griffey Newman. We have Evan, gold leader, who has given us endless hours of entertainment, getting locked out of his office. That was great. And birthing the rivalry of gold leader and Harper is so fun. I mean, they just had, it was just stacked. And that man, there's no way that they would have done as well as they did and gotten the Ty Lieberman, Moose Haas, like
stacked faction.
Stacked.
That's why they won faction of the year. Like on some real shit. That's I know. Obviously they didn't come out on top last season, but it was very impressive what they did and the stars that they made in the process. And it was just a bunch of wonderful personalities, and a lot of those folks are just great people to talk to.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if Barbarian put this up on any of his socials, but any other of his socials, but on Facebook put this really sweet message, talking about his time in the Schmoedown. And a lot of folks have been incredibly reflective on it, like the competitors and the managers and the other personalities from it. And I guarantee we'll get more of that as we go over the course of the next few months. Great way to bring us back on topic, Matt. But I'm just grateful that this like not only did we get to see our buddy do it, like seeing Taylor and Rick the Rager Radis do his crazy shit, because that's awesome. Like I love seeing that. It's still it felt surreal that he's chumming it up with people who I've been watching since I was in high school. Like that's the part that boggles my mind.
Like, bro, I remember when we were starting RTS and we were helping Taylor come up with this character. And we're like, bro, out of anyone here, you got the right feeling. Like, you could probably get in. And I remember we were with him and we're recording his audition. They're like, how's that? We're like, that's probably going to get you in. He's like, I don't know. And we're like, just watch. Just watch.
I want to quickly shout out all the rejected Rager ideas that we had.
Yes.
All the absolutely horrible things that we were going to have the Rager do if he didn't get drafted by the Schmoedown. It was going to be very gross.
It was going to be insane. It was about to be insane.
I wish I could share here, but I can't. But it was the Rager is that an icon and unforgettable. One of
he didn't even scratch the surface.
Paulina. It was Paulina. She walked in and out.
Yeah, no,
Paulina.
The Rager that we saw, there's so much more to unpack, and it's unfortunate.
Chris and I know so much more about plans, and who knows, we might be able to in the future. There are talks that some people want
We don't know what that means, so it's not even worth like it's talking about like who would want to do something. Also, there's an idea of who could do what with what contracts are in place and what can people do separately, and would it all be new?
Yeah.
Would people just want to do this for fun? Like that's all this that's all that's not even worth talking about. That's literally people in the immediate reaction of like we don't want to lose this. That's not
Plus, we're not done yet.
It should even be a conversation. So
it's done, but we're not done yet at the same time.
Wouldn't even like entertain it privately, let alone publicly. But also, yes, Paulina definitely loves you too. Just not enough to come on screen and say so.
That's okay.
It's all right. I'll cry about it later. It's okay.
So
this whole, and that's another thing, right? Because like people are already looking towards like later, what's next? And please excuse me, I'm untangling my charger. My laptop's gonna die. But I like that's the easy thing is to already like look forward, and it's not done yet, folks. Like there's still a lot of things, and from how Christian's making it sound in his little Q&A thing, like Spectacular is going to be just like the ultimate fantasy card that is feasibly possible. That's possible, with the people who can make it out to California for the shoot and who can do all these crazy things. Why, hello, Paulina looks a lot different nowadays. But I wonder like how Spectacular is going to pan out, and I know like they're releasing just the matches over the next few weeks is from what I understand.
Which sucks because if that's the case, there's some fun like character stuff that's just going to be like lost on it.
Right, like there's a lot of stuff that will just like it won't see the light of day. And
well, that's what I was, and I think that was like the confusion that I was having is, are we still getting full Friday Night Titans episodes at this point, or are they just gonna drop matches without like the cutscenes?
I think we're getting cutscenes still, because there's story from what it sounds like, all the storylines are getting tied up at Spectacular. But I guess there's someone here who might be able to speak on this a little bit better than I, and I'm gonna bring him on right now. He's, as always, he's my older brother. He's a pain in my ass at times, and we may or may not disagree on a movie that
rolling
comes
with
out
the
this
Schmoe-mies,
week.
huh?
Yeah, we brought in a Schmoe-mies,
an honorary Schmoe-mies,
an honorary Schmoe-mies to talk
not
about
a Schmoe-mies, a
Schmoe-mies. I'm going Schmoe-mies, but that's Winston A. Marshall.
Hey,
I would consider myself a schmatty, if you will.
That's what I was trying to say when you were interrupting me, Allison. It's the Schmoe-mies and the schmatties.
The schmatties.
Yeah. What's up, y'all? How you doing?
What's popping?
How are you, Winston? Good to see you, friend.
Pleasure to see you too. I'm fucking exhausted. I had a debaucherous weekend of drinking and being in a pool and eating barbecue, and now I just want to go and nap forever. I am so goddamn tired.
Yeah, I thank you for coming on just for a few minutes, because I know how busy your weekend has been. I see your socials. I'm just like, this motherfucker. But no, I know we talked a while ago. I know this has been hard on you because I know how much you care about this. So I just figure we can give you time to talk about how you're doing, how you think things are going to finish out.
Yeah, no, for sure. I know I saw a lot of the pouring out that everybody had with the news on Friday and everything, and I know it's got to be probably rough for everybody too, right before a holiday weekend, because you're thinking about going into rest and having a good time, and then something that you really care about is coming to an end. So that can always be rough. I know for a lot of us directly involved in the show, it was news that we heard may come down the pipeline, but things were moving forward just fine. So we weren't really worried. And then we unfortunately got the bad news. And, it has been one of those kept secrets that we've had to hold on to for a little bit, which also made things a little rough. But I think at the end of the day, kind of similar to what you have for the title of this episode, there isn't a situation where people are upset as far as like, oh God, the world is coming to an end. It's just one of those things that, you know, life has a way of closing chapters. And this happens to be the end of this one. But we have made some incredible collaborators, some incredible friends, family. I mean, literal family in some cases when you think about Shannon and Mike, or you know, Mara and Dan, or
Sam and Rachel.
exactly. You know what I mean? So like, it's one of those things where like actual family has spawned out of this, and so you look back on it and you hold your head up with pride, man. That's really what it is, and it's been an absolute honor to entertain the fans of the Schmoedown for the last 4 to 5 years. I've been a part of it, and to be a part of what will go down in internet history, man.
Yeah, I mean, and think about that. You've been a part of this show for essentially half of its existence, so that's that's got to be something special for you. I know you. It looks like it just hit you as soon as I said that.
You put it like that, you might as well just call me old straight to my face, motherfucker. You ain't got to sugarcoat that
Especially
shit.
if you don't really even count the first 2 seasons, since it was like a segment on a talk show.
Right? But it's.
I mean, I wasn't
grew
calling
to
you
something
old,
wild.
but if you want to call yourself that, that's
He
on
calls
you.
me old all the time, Winston.
No,
So-
see,
You are.
I get it, Allison.
Because I am, because I'm the like probably the oldest person on the screen, so it's fine.
I don't think you have me.
This is not a conversation I want to have.
Pretty sure she has you, Winston. I'm pretty sure
No,
she
maybe she
has
does.
you.
Maybe she does. Well, girl,
I'm 35. I'll be 36 in September, and I look fucking good. So
you have
Good for
me by
You're killing Allison.
roughly 9 months, so not that much. But I was gonna say, like, girl, you must have some black in your family because you ain't cracking at all.
It's a lot of makeup. It's a lot of makeup and really bright lights right now.
It's what happens when you're a schmoe-mies.
It's exactly.
Damn it!
exactly,
I was gonna say it.
But yeah,
It's
man,
that schmommy glow.
That schmoe glow.
But
I
it has been an absolute honor, and it's one of those things like meeting a lot of folks, meeting a lot of you at like live events. The fact that, you know, as much shit as he talks, that I got a little brother out of this asshole right here. You know, and genuinely, it has been one of those things that it was like trippy to like be out in the world, and then someone would be like, "Oh shit, are you like Winston from the Schmoedown? Like, what the fuck?" And like genuinely realizing the reach that this thing had. I know we were always looking to continue to grow the audience, but this was definitely something that reached so many people and touched so many hearts in a bunch of different ways. So it's just been super cool to see that, and to even see the growth that would happen in a number of things. Like, you know, when I came in, I kept petitioning for first a black like Schmoedown like event, like match or whatever, and ultimately we were able to get a Black Cinema Slice in there and all that, which then opened up a whole breadth of movies to people that would have never watched them. Like, the one thing I always said about the Schmoedown, it was a love letter to movies of all types, of all different cultures, of all sorts of filmmaking, and the fact that folks that may have never watched, I don't know, fucking Halle Berry's Catwoman got to suffer with it, like through it, like everybody else, because it was important for IG. Like, that's super cool. That is super, super cool, and I'm glad that it happened, man.
I mean, I started a whole podcast because of movies I haven't seen, because people were getting mad at me for being a part of this community and not having seen Blade Runner or Coming to America, which is out today, or
Nice plug.
You know,
I can't wait for Allison to watch Shaft.
I need
oh my
to.
God.
Which one? Shaft?
The first one,
Shaft?
the OG.
Shaft.
The Shafts. We're talking about the same movie.
Chris, you want in on that episode? I'll do it.
I've never seen it either, so we could talk about it. Yeah, why not?
Chris, the joke is that 3 out of 5 of the films in the Shaft franchise are just called Shaft.
Yeah.
No. Right. Yeah. Yeah. But we're
There's
talking about the
Shaft.
same movie. That we're all talking about Shaft
Shaft,
still at the end of the day.
and then there's Shaft.
That one. That
But then
There's
also
Shaft,
Shaft.
and then there's Shaft, motherfucker, and then Shaft, motherfucker, but I got a kid, motherfucker. Anyways,
I want to watch that one.
Yeah.
Shaft, motherfucker, but I got a kid, motherfucker.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Real quick, I had to reach out for you for this because, like, you were the first guest that we had on. So the Schmoedown, then Yeah, you were our first guest for Spin from the
Oh,
Reels.
shit, I didn't know that.
What an unfortunate title to have.
But I was that's part of the reason. That's part of the
That's what
reason
you're
I
the
texted
first
you.
of. That is your first within the Schmoedown right there, as you were the first guest on Spin from the Real. Add to that resume.
What a great
That's impressive.
honor to pop the proverbial cherry of this show.
But
Good job.
but I had to, especially with the Schmoedown ending. I'm like, wait, I gotta text this motherfucker real quick and see if I can get get him off for 5 minutes because of that.
Is this y'all's last show?
Nah, we're gonna ride it. We're gonna ride it out. We're gonna ride it out.
Okay. But yeah,
Trust me, when we have the last show, I'll let you know ahead of
all the
time.
way.
No, don't
We're
worry.
gonna beat this horse into the ground till October.
Right. The long story short of it, too, as far as what's coming, to my knowledge, I mean, you're better asking like Christian or somebody making those bigger decisions. But to my knowledge, I want to say there's maybe an episode or two left of Titans, and then, as they mentioned, it'll be just matches kind of revealed and aired individually. So they're setting it all up so that when this is over, and I have heard some rumblings, y'all, you're not gonna want to miss this shit. You know that we don't do anything small here, so it's gonna be fucking wild.
I can't wait. I'm excited.
Mhm.
And I just want to give a quick little thank you to you, Winston, when about a month or so ago, when some shit went down, you reached out and checked in to see how I was doing, and that meant a lot to me. So even though I misread your message of who told you what was going down, and I felt very stupid for a hot second.
It's okay. It's okay. You know what? It's that old.
I was in Target. I got distracted. I was looking for something that I didn't need at that point inside the Target, as one does.
As you do.
I get it. I get it, Allison. You know, being so much older than me, I get that Alzheimer's brain sometimes kicks in early. So, you know, it is what it is. Don't even worry about it, girl. I'm just glad you're doing okay.
You're amazing. I adore you. Thank you for being so wonderful.
Right.
Absolutely.
All right, you ugly son bitch. I'm gonna let you go. We might have to fight on Thor a little bit on a pre-recorded.
You can fight all you want, nigga. I don't give a fuck. I guess that's my one for the day. That's what I normally say on SCN. So, anyway, much love, y'all. I'll talk to you later.
All right, later, Winston. Be good, brother. Shout out to Winston Marshall. I remember when we had him the first time on the show.
That was the funniest thing ever.
We were just like killing time, and like, I mean, if there's anything I'm good at, it's just like rambling, and like, because we didn't know when Winston was coming on, so we just kept talking and saying words and hoping it made sense, and then Winston popped on. It was pretty.
No, not. It was when we were about to just give up and we were getting ready to sign off. You just hear the poop and see him and we're like, well, we guess we're gonna go a little bit longer.
Yeah, because I guess 2-hour shows wasn't enough. We had to do more, especially. Geez, it was just the two of us. That's the crazy part.
Oh wow.
But a lot of Spin from the Reels from the past. We would eclipse 2 hours easy.
I mean, we're already at an hour, almost an hour and a half here. Like,
no, we're talking about in the days where Chris and I went over every detail. Like we
don't need to do that here. Speaking of which, though, congrats to the Barbarian for now getting a #1 contender shot against Robert Parker for that IG belt. One of my favorite things to come out of after show space is big fan of Beyond the Schmoedown, and hearing Nikki DiMolanta calling the Barbarian Hannah match a #2 contenders match to go to the #1 contenders. That's my new favorite thing. Along with overcard versus main event, undercard and overcard.
I think those are really great terms, and I think that they're going to last a really long time as we discuss all the matches in the future for years to come.
For years to come. We're gonna make a greatest hits, and I hope this whole episode and Schmoe-mies and Schmoe-mies makes the greatest hits.
I'm so pissed off that it took us this long to get Schmoe-mies. I'm very pissed off. Like, look,
Chris would have been calling everybody.
Christian, we're gonna need this thing to go like another year.
You know what sucks?
Sit on
Schmoe-me the Real literally fucking starts with Schmoe-me.
Oh my god!
We could have been Schmoe-mies from the jump.
We could have been Schmoe-mies from the jump.
It just hit Jeff. He's like, son.
The Friday night, Saturday night shows could have been just like Schmoe-mies at night,
Chilling with
or
the
whatever the hell.
Schmoe-mies. Hanging with my
Oh my
Schmoe-mies.
gosh, that can be our after-hour stream once Schmoedown is done.
The Schmoe-mies
Schmoe-mies
stream?
After Dark.
Replacing
Oh,
Schmoe-me
Christ.
the Real with just Schmoe-mies After Dark.
Schmoe-mies After Dark. I'm okay. I'm in. Fuck it. This, October 7th, after Spectacular.
Oh, I won't be there. I'll
Schmoe-mies
be in
After
Savannah
Dark.
and drinking. I might be there. Who knows?
Schmoe-mies After Dark, live from Savannah, Georgia. Bar hopping all over Savannah. Come hang out. It's gonna be
You'll get a
Schmoe-mies
best.
After Dark.
You'll get a greatest hits. You'll get Quiz Show in the streets. You'll get Schmoe-mies in the sheets. It's gonna be a great time.
Quiz show in the street.
Yo, bro, were you never around for quiz show in the streets?
And no.
All that is if there's a stream that I was gonna be on and I'm missing it because I'm driving, or if I'm walking in the middle of Center
or
City,
getting
Philly,
food.
I just joined the stream with my
There is
headphones and I'm
food.
walking through Center City.
Oh,
during the show.
yeah. I mean, I've seen you do that, but I didn't know how to name.
Yeah, that's
I
quiz
didn't know,
show in
I
the
didn't know that
streets.
it was a whole segment on a show.
No, that's the nickname is quiz show
Going
in the
live
street.
to
Yeah.
quiz show in the
Yeah,
street.
Yeah, exactly. You know, quiz in the street, show in the sheets. It's a whole thing.
Quiz in the street, show in the
I like
Jesus
quiz show in the
Christ.
street, Schmoe-me in the sheets. I like that one.
Yeah.
I fucking
No, wait.
love you guys.
Winston, we need to correct you. Winston said it's Schmatty.
Schmatty.
He's
Yeah,
quiz show in the
Schmatty.
street, Schmatty in
But
the street.
Schmoe-mies sounds so much better coming off the
It just
tongue.
rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it?
All right,
What up,
just
Schmoe-me?
Schmoe-me.
All right,
Shout out
Speaking
to
of
Taylor.
Schmoe-mies,
Shout out Taylor Cleek in the chat.
lots
Big
of love,
love.
Schmatty-o.
I'm pretty sure Rangers got 1 or 2 more appearances on this show before it's all said and done.
I hope so. I want nothing more
Second
than
the real, sure.
more Rager.
No, it's gonna be on Schmoe-mies After Dark.
Schmoe-mies After
That's
Dark.
what I want.
Schmoe-mies
Oh,
After Dark.
that's
what
what
I
you're gonna
want
have
Rager
Rager
on.
on.
Featuring another bathtub appearance by Rick Radis.
That's when he's most comfortable. If I've learned anything from Rick, he's most comfortable when we just watch him bathe. You know.
This is getting wild.
Listen, what the
Unfortunately,
means, though?
I've seen the Rager
As
in his
grimy-
bathtub more than I like to admit.
But
Chris
but
got a
remember,
close up of
as
view of it when he went to
grimy-
visit us
as
last month,
grimy-
or 2 months ago.
Listen, as grimy as Rager X, at least we know he's clean.
Is it Rager X?
Rager
I
X, ACTS.
Acts.
Oh,
as
Rager
grimy
X.
as-
I
Oh,
thought
but
you said
could you
Rager
imagine
X.
if Rage?
I'm like,
But
what?
could you
Rager
imagine
X.
if Rager had his own accent? I bet it would be delicious.
What?
What would it, if
Axe? Oh, I thought you said like Axe,
What are we
like the
talking
Axe
about?
body spray.
Holy
Chris
fuck.
thought
Oh.
you were talking about.
I thought you were talking about like if we sent Rager to the future, like how Jason was like Jason Voorhees, we sent him to
No,
the future.
Acts.
It'd be Rager X. Or like
God.
Speed Racer. It's like, oh my god. My brother is
Severely
Rager
underrated
X.
movie. Speed Racer is phenomenal.
Listen,
Speed Racer is a cacophonous, energyless, just bunch of nonsense.
Jeff's gonna tweet that later when he watches Speed Racer.
It's a
word
very
for word,
it's put me
verbatim.
to sleep twice.
Jeez, man. That
You
movie's
put me to
rad.
sleep.
It's
So
so
everyone
much-
who's watched
it's
this
so
show
much
looking for
super funny.
Schmoedown talk after we talked about the league ending. I'm sorry. We'll be back to normal schedule. God.
We'll have a
Normal
wheel
schedule.
next week. We swear.
Yes.
We swear. We just needed
Rager
to get-
bathwater. No, look, we're really losing out.
Oh
on-
my god. Oh
There's
my
gonna be
You should
God.
have
god.
sent that in the mail instead of pins, Rager.
I would have bought Rager bathwater.
Listen. If internet phenom Belle Delphine or whatever her name is can
I
sell
just
her own
want-
bathwater, you can too.
I just
It
want a copy of the dossier. That's all I want.
See, those were sold at Spectacular.
I
They were being
I want one. I will
There's no
Venmo
It's right here
Gucci.
somewhere.
There's
Or
no
Barbarian.
actual information in there though. There's no real money in it.
No.
Listen, there's
Look, I just
there's
want
no
it.
information in this banana stand.
I want to put it in my
Just-
cabinet of treasures.
I mean,
looks like a
mine's
bunch
lying
of
around
stuff
here
you're not allowed
somewhere.
to touch on stream for fear.
I'm not allowed to touch it, period, because I broke it last time.
The the days being minted at this end.
That doesn't sound like a good thing, Taylor.
Oh my god.
That needs to happen. That needs to happen.
There's so much I
Oh
want
my
to
God.
say, but I can't.
If the exchange survived, you know it would be an NFT, bro. 5 years after NFTs died.
I can't wait till Rager starts minting NFTs. Like
I thought Rager was an NFT.
Yeah. That's Rager X. He's an NFT.
Rager X is the NFT.
Price just went up. It's always going up, baby. To the moon. Rager X.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Y'all are wild.
All right.
I love every one of you motherfuckers on the screen. I just want to let you know. I adore
Right back at you.
all of you. And I'm so grateful for this community for bringing all of you and sometimes Jeff into my life.
I too am a fan of you motherfuckers. I think this has been a great
Jeff. Jeff's just been holding on to these. He's like, I'm gonna wait until
No, they're just all hitting him
stretch.
now. They're hitting him
pissing
now.
me off. Really, schmotherfuckers? That also could have been the name of the Saturday night show. Like, what's up,
Peace out,
schmotherfuckers? God damn it.
Oh man.
Look, Christian, we're gonna need at least another calendar year.
What? Let's
I
figure
don't know
this
where
out.
we're gonna get the money from, dog. But like, we're gonna need to do it another calendar year.
You should do it from Patreon. It's been really successful so far.
Oh
Jesus Christ.
The
I feel like this is where we need to go ahead and just wrap
End
it
the
up.
show.
that's woo. We're on the same page there. All right.
I'm gonna go start minting NFTs now.
I could plug something. I'm
Go
not going
ahead.
to say what it is yet because it's still in the middle of being in the early preliminary developments. There is a potential show that I am currently working on.
Yes,
and I
there
hope
is.
to have an announcement about that soon. But yeah, look for me to actually possibly be doing something else, and it'll probably be here on this channel whenever it gets around to it. And there will be some co-hosts to it that are people that everyone likes because they're good people. So.
That's fun.
Sweet. Oh, sweet, Jeff.
Yeah, no, you've never seen it. My podcast with Flick and Reel. If you're not subscribed to Flick and Reel, wherever you get your audio podcasts, you are missing out. I just dropped every Tuesday, new episodes just dropped Coming to America, where I'm chatting with the silent assassin himself, Amaru Moses. This movie was absolutely wonderful. I had such a fun time watching it and talking about it. You can go back and listen to all the other previous 5 episodes with great guests. I had the movie guys on, Jesse, Moose Haas. Next week, we got a Moose Haas and Brother Lomas team up. So you don't want to miss that. That's going to be a really, really good one. So yeah, go subscribe to Flick and Reel wherever you get your audio podcasts, as well as on YouTube. And you can check out You've Never Seen It.
All right. And for me over here, if you haven't seen it already, Nick and I did our Thor Love and Thunder review. That is up on the channel now. That was an interesting time. It's a 17-minute discussion. We had a lot to say. And it was fun. So be sure to check that out. As of right now, this is due to change because of situations of 2 of us have COVID. As of right now, Saber Reels will be back tomorrow. However, I am finally just starting to get over COVID. I'm very, 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 very extremely mild symptoms. I'm still a little stuffed up, as you can hear in my voice. But buddy Toby, host of the show, also got COVID around the same time I did, and it's kicking his ass, as he said earlier. So he said, we're playing it by ear, but as of right now, we're go. We'll see how he feels, so keep an eye out on the socials for that. And then for those of you who don't remember our buddy and Chris and I's brother, Connor Breedlove, about 4 months ago, he came to me with a show idea, and I told him we would put it into place sooner rather than later. And that time has come, and I know a lot of you won't care, but Back in Gold, a Cleveland Cavaliers podcast will be launching on here soon. I'm excited for that because that's something I get to do with Connor. We get to have the basketball conversations we have one-on-one all the time and do it on a stream and just talk about our team that we love and how we're going to beat the shit out of the Chicago Bulls this year. So, yeah.
You all can follow me on Twitter. Letter C, Anthony Lopez. Anything
For
I do,
Chris's sake, I need a new episode, bitch.
I know. I've the move. I've been caught up. There's so many things have been happening. But I'm gonna go crazy this week.
2 years into this shit, and I'm still haven't been on.
And the more you say it, the more I'm gonna keep pushing you back. There's so much I want to do. I have a plethora of ideas in my head for future projects I want to work on that are bigger than the things I'm doing now, and I will share those if and when they happen on my Twitter. The letter C, Anthony Lopez. Follow me there, and subscribe to Watt. Obviously, there's a bunch of fun stuff coming to Watt the next few months, and when Matt gets done hallucinating from his COVID about the Bulls and the Cavs, sometimes he actually has good opinions. So you can listen to him on Watt when that happens. But my man's a little congested. He's a little caught up, but it's still the basketball off season, so it's okay. I'll forgive you. And you had a great time in Florida, from what I hear. So I'll let that one slide. We'll talk later, Matt.
All right. Well, with that, folks, I'm gonna turn it over to Chris to do the sign off because he hasn't been here in a while.
It's been a minute. So for Chris Show in the Streets, what was it? Schmotherfucker in the sheets.
Schmoe-mies in the sheets.
Schmotherfucker in the sheets. Allison.
Motherfucker.
Without the divorce, alimony, salimony, all that shit. South of the border.
He
said
without the divorce.
Oh, I thought I heard
the border.
I heard something
way
different.
Latina,
South of the border,
Allison
baby.
Salamoni, and the CEO of Walt Real Entertainment, Matt Thomas. My name is Chris Anthony Lopez, and until next time, y'all, don't forget, spin from the real, not the pegs. Everyone's favorite Latina, Allison Salamoni. Be good, y'all. Later.